Welcome to the Play Ball Team Challenge. This fun and inspiring challenge will begin on June 17th and will last for 6 weeks. The employees at Archer & Griner will be able to begin registering on June 3rd and can continue to register through June 23rd. The purpose of this video is to provide a brief overview of all of the great tools and resources that are provided in this challenge and to help administrators with the tools available only to administrators. Employees should be directed to the challenge website in order to first create a user account. Please provide all eligible employees with the company code for Archer & Griner so that they can unlock the registration feature. Next, the user should complete all of the fields requested in the user profile. After completing the user profile, the user will be directed to a welcome series of pop-up windows to introduce the challenge. So let's take a look at these. Play Ball takes teams on a fun journey across the country to visit historic ballparks and learn about the greats that played at each. This is a team challenge, and each employee or user will be required to join a team. If they do not join a team, they are not participating in the challenge. Keep in mind the team step score is an average of all team members, so we can have teams of different sizes competing against one another fairly. Users will be required to log their daily steps, and this can be done in several different manners. First, the user could sync a device such as a Garmin or a Fitbit up with the challenge, and then their steps are pulled forward every day into the challenge. Or if they don't have a device, they could use a pedometer, or they could turn their smartphone into a pedometer. And then at the end of each day, note how many steps they've recorded and manually log those on the home page using the step tracker. There are bonus points in this challenge. There will be 500 bonus points awarded daily for completing the 7th inning stretch, and another 500 bonus steps for completing the Home Run Hero activity. The Superstar Scramble is a fun addition to this challenge. Every ballpark that the team arrives at will trigger a milestone email out to all team members, and within that milestone email there's a Superstar Scramble. So it's the name of a featured baseball great all scrambled up. The user needs to unscramble that and then submit the response into the Superstar Scramble link on the home screen. Few things to keep in mind. Our 10-day rule does apply, so users cannot log in toward the end of the challenge and backfill everything. You only get credit for activities completed within the last 10 days. There's also a daily step cap, so we encourage people to be as active as they would like to be. However, only 20,000 steps per day can be counted toward the challenge. So if you log 40,000 steps in a day, only 20,000 of those will count toward the challenge. And then we also want to let folks know that there is a free mobile app available, which makes it super convenient to be able to participate from your favorite mobile device. The first step for the user is to join a team by clicking on the team graphic on the home screen. It is on this screen that the user can choose to join a team that has already been created and is ready to participate in the challenge, or they can create their own team. And as you'll see, your group already has 4 teams that are ready to go. There are 3 that require a password, so if the team owner has not provided me the password, I would not be able to join that team. If I'd like to create a team, I simply click on the link here in the middle of the screen, and it will prompt me for all the information needed to create a team. Once I've joined a team, I can start recording my steps, and if I'm manually logging them, then I will go to the home screen, note how many steps were recorded by my pedometer, and then record that using the step tracker. I can scroll back to yesterday, and my pedometer said I took 7,800 steps, and I click add, and it's now added it to my team score. I always like to point out this little clock icon here in the bottom right. If the user clicks on that, it's going to display their 30-day history of steps. So this is a fabulous way to be able to check and see if you've missed any days or if you've incorrectly entered any steps. Your steps recorded by your device like your Fitbit or your Garmin will also be recorded here. So it's another good way to be able to see if that sync has taken place. If the user wishes to sync a device with the challenge, scroll to the bottom of the home screen, click on the Connect a Gadget, and here you'll find an FAQ with a lot of great information about the data exchange that's occurring, how to connect, how to disconnect. When the user is ready, they'll click on the green Connect button and then find their device or the fitness app that they're using and connect on that black Connect button, and it will prompt you for the information needed to sync. Now, it is at this point that I like to remind the admins that the sync sometimes takes up to 24 hours to occur, depending on the device. That is not in our control, unfortunately. So a lot of times one of the questions that you might get from employees is, I went ahead, I did the sync for my Fitbit, and my Fitbit says I've done 5,000 steps today, and the challenge doesn't display any steps. And what we encourage you to do is to let the employee know that in fact it can take up to 24 hours for that first sync to occur. So please wait the 24 hours. If at that time, after 24 hours, no steps have been transferred into the challenge, then they need to get a hold of our support team, which I'll show you that in a moment, and let us know, and we can help troubleshoot that issue. But 99.9% of the time, if we wait the 24 hours, those steps will pull forward. From that point forward, either once or twice a day, steps will be pulled into the challenge. So again, it's not an instantaneous type of situation. It's only once or twice a day it's going to pull the steps in. Now, you'll also notice that we do not have the Apple Watch listed here, and that's going to require a little bit different syncing process. If you go back to the Connect a Gadget screen, notice here we have using an Apple Watch. Click here for instructions. The user can open the instructions, and it takes them step by step on how to sync their device. There's one additional step for Apple Watches that's also true for Samsung devices. That's a recent development. Samsung changed some of their devices, and now we have to use the same process for Samsung devices. So just keep that in mind. If folks are frustrated because they don't see Apple Watch, we certainly can connect with it. They just have to use a little bit different process. And our support team is here to help walk them through that if needed. Next, the user can begin logging bonus steps. Again, once each day, they can do the 7th inning stretch and the Home Run Hero activity to earn 500 bonus steps for each activity. Once I've completed the 7th inning stretch, say that I want to go back to yesterday, click back to Wednesday, June 5th. If I completed 7 stretches, click on the baseball, and I've been awarded 500 bonus steps. The Home Run Hero activity is completed by doing a random act of kindness. If folks need ideas, they can click on this link and a list of 50 random acts of kindness ideas will pop up. Otherwise, when I'm ready and I've completed it, I click on the baseball and I have 500 bonus steps. You can only earn this once per day. Next, we have the challenge map, which we can shrink down, and we see that we've got several teams already going. I can hover over any of the teams to see the name, and once the challenge starts, their score will reflect the average step total for that team, and the avatars will move along the route. Keep in mind that you will only see 11 total teams on your map. You'll see the 5 teams that are right in front of you and the 5 teams right behind you. So we do not display all the teams, or that's a big mess to look at. Below the map is the message board, and so folks can post messages here. And once the challenge starts, the Superstar Scramble form will appear here, and as people unscramble the baseball players' names, they can enter the responses here and it will be recorded for you. Lastly, the challenge leaderboard is listed here, and it lists all the teams in rank order, and their progress will be their average step total, and then each time a milestone is earned, it will be recorded here. A few other items that I'd like to point out, especially to you as the admins. We do have a free mobile app available. Users can scroll to the bottom of the screen, click here to access the app. The instructions will pop up, and the user can download the app and then pair it up with their user account. If any users have any questions at all, keep in mind we have a full support team available. They click this link and it will allow them to send an email out to our support team. And if it's received during normal business hours, we do our best to respond within a 2-hour window. So you can be assured your folks are going to get the support that they need. If any questions come up from employees that come to you, feel free to pass those along to me or direct the user back to the support. Now, as an admin, you will have access to the report tool as well as the communication tool. And those instructions can be found in the admin briefcase that you received. There are step-by-step instructions for each of those tools, and you will be able to access them by clicking on a gray icon that'll be located right down here in the right corner of your screen. You can see where I'm pointing. It'll appear there once you're given administrator access, and you'll be able to click on that and access those tools. So I know there's a lot that I've gone through. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I really appreciate you allowing me to do this by video, as my schedule got a little complicated this week. So as you watch the video, if questions come up, feel free to reach out to me by phone or email, and I'm happy to answer any of those questions. So I hope your group has a great time with the Play Ball Challenge, and I'm looking forward to hosting it and launching it with your group. Thanks.